Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Chapter 01 TL. Mechatronic Act 1. The era of transmigration, disaster prevention headquarters, cases of missing people and murder accidents are increasing. Don't be alone. Watch out for subway stations, rooftop buildings and riversides. It was a familiar disaster prevention message. I hurried home from work because of that. If I go around this alley, I'm right at home. I was thinking of giving myself a hard-earned chicken for dinner tonight, as a reward for the hardship of dealing with customer complaints all day long. That I'm going to rip off those juice chicken legs, eat two until I'm full and sleep after reading the web novels and webtoons from today. Ting, watch out for dark alleys on your way home. Especially places where the streetlights went out. Gasp. Just in time, a street lamp that was flashing above my head lost its light. Oh, I should go home quickly. It may be hard to believe, but the disaster message was true. Death and disappearance cases were exploding across the country. On the internet, it has been argued that the cause of the strange phenomenon is due to being transmigrated. It seemed like nonsense that came from too many webtoons, web novels, and games, but it had its own basis. Looking at the cell phone records of the deceased, there was something in common. It was some kind of omen, which is, ting, life insurance announcement. It's time to prepare for the afterlife rather than preparing for old age. A full package that helps you survive in the event of transmigration is on special price today. With a 1-room deposit, you can live with easy, even in a novel with S-class survival difficulty, limited quantity of 3. Would you like to join now? Yes/no/unsubscribe. It was the fact that the person receives a spam message recommending to subscribe to life insurance. What is this? Bang bang, out of nowhere, a truck rushed toward me. Boom, mom, dad, brother, I'm going to meet you soon. I was hit and killed by a truck in a dark alley. You are registered. Just in time, I pressed, yes. Open your eyes, reader ID 15617. This is, I was awakened by a voice that seemed to imitate a prison roll call. It was a place that looked similar to the Civil Affairs Office of the Immigration Bureau, where I worked. People were issued something and moved to a gate where light poured out. I was also standing in front of the clerk desk. I glanced to the side. A female student in a school uniform turned around smiling, showing that she had received satisfactory results, and a screen glistened over her head. Reader ID 1****5613's transmigration results, original work. The Empress imprints a traitor genre. Regression, R.rated romance fantasy, difficulty of survival. F. Certain phrases caught the eye. What? Transmigration results. Yes, that's right, reader ID 15617. It's your turn now. Oh my god. The puppy is talking. Whenever the Welsh corgi, with wings on its back, yapped something, human words popped out. What do you mean a puppy? I'm a judge in here. This is the Transmigration Management Bureau Examination Headquarters. Transmigration Management Bureau. You must have slept well during the orientation. Let me explain briefly. You're dead and this is the afterlife. Oh. Now I remember. I was hit by a truck as soon as I experienced the omen known on the internet as an urban ghost story. Sigh. It was a hell of life. My mother died while giving birth to me. My father and brother were hit by a car driving on the wrong side of the road and went to my mother's side. Since then, I have lived in my relative's house being ignored, while they depleted the insurance money left for me. And as soon as I became an adult, I became independent and made a living as a part-timer. After all sorts of hardships, I barely passed the civil service exam, so I thought it would be worth living now. But somehow, at a beautiful age, I was swept away by a national disaster and died. Then my 1-room deposit will be gulped down by my relatives again. Ha! A Welsh corgi yapped cutely in front of me, who was stuck in grief for my situation. These days, gods in charge of after-life public projects are very interested in the culture of your world. Masterpieces web novels become webtoons, games, and movies, right? If the gods use their power, they can make those the real deal, or in other words, dimensionalization of worlds. Currently, the project has been carried out to send the souls that have died on Earth to a dimensioned world. I learned a new fact that the final form of a big hit web novel is a jackpot of dimensions. Of course, we don't make just anyone a transmigrator. Seeing that you were summoned to the afterlife earlier than your lifespan, you must have great skills when you go to the next world. Oh, yes, that I wanted to argue that everything was unfair, but it only becomes bullying when my opponent is a weak and cute dog. In fact, they didn't even give me time to argue, because the screening began immediately. Then I'll check the reading records of reader ID 1*****5617. Oh, you've read so many genres. Romance, Rofan, fantasy, martial arts, GL, BL, R.rated. I didn't cough because I was shy. I did it because I was proud of my unconventional taste. Is there any genre you want to try? Rofan childcare. Yes, Rofan childcare. How good is that? It is a healing genre where survival is easy, at the same time where you walk only in the flower path and the money path, while minimizing suffering. Truly the best genre to transmigrate into. Held my hands together to convey my attachment and sincerity to the genre. Since I was little, I lost my parents and my older brother, and I have never received the love of a family because I lived in my relative's house while being mistreated. So, I want to possess the main character of a child-rearing world and enjoy the sweet love of a family. Yes, I will look into it. The Welsh corgi pounded hard on the keyboard, and after a while, the examination results are out. Look at the screen, reader. Yes. I clenched my hands together and raised my head. Reader ID 1**5617 Transmigration results, original work. Return until the world is saved genre. Raid fantasy, infinite regression survival difficulty. I was silent for a while that in the meantime, the Welsh corgi congratulated me with all his heart, while happily panting, oh oh. 1 out of 100,000 people is an S. class. Thought you would have excellent qualities as a transmigrator. Oh. Congratulations. Excuse me. Do you even know what a hunter grade is? It's not something to celebrate when the level of survival is S. class. The Welsh corgi waved his tail enthusiastically, saying it was the first time he had ever seen an S. class in person. As I was about to lose my mind, I traced the memories of the original work, Return Until We Save the World. This was an infinite regression novel, warped around a giant bomb of frustration and bitterness, which I read when I was in middle school. It was a novel in which the main character who belongs to the church returns dozens of times to save the world that is being destroyed by the outbreak of demonic dungeons, and how frustrating the story is can be seen from the reviews posted at the time of serialization. The guy who recommended this as a masterpiece should come out. I will hit you, the main character is really boring, it's a waste of cash, recommended if you want to die of anger. Of course, there were good readers who defended the work. It's only because our protagonist is growing slowly, isn't it? Anyway, the fulfillment that comes after is enough, right? But do you take us for fools? Where is the fulfillment in here? The main lead should be called a pushover free pass. Pushover free pass. LOL, you named it well. Talolol. I can even see it. I will keep reading just to have the gratification to see the main character dying. Me too, the only fulfillment I have is when the lead dies. LOL. From that point on, the main character's nickname became Pushover Free Pass. I'm screwed. People who saw the screen began to murmur, oh my god, that person is an S. class, no way. That's her original work. That's a nuclear bomb of stress. I feel bad for her. The Welsh corgi began to work again. S. Class reader seems to like childcare, so I'll let you transmigrate in a cute girl with pink hair. What kind of person is she? She is the daughter of an aide who is abused by the ignorant aristocrat. I would rather be trees on the side of the road. Isn't she an extra at the bottom of the food chain? My nose became bitter at the thought that I would not survive. It will be fine. If you possess her, you will receive help from the support system provided by the management office. No, wait, S. Class. Why, what now? Another problem. It is not. Now I see that S.Class Reader was the first purchaser of the After. Life Insurance full. Package. You don't have to worry about anything. After. Life Insurance full package. What the heck is that? At that moment, the eyes of those who looked at me with pity a moment ago turned into envy in an instant. You will find out gradually. Please go through the gate as the next turn must not be pushed further. Wait a minute, then may the god of transmigration be with you. Gya. I was sucked into the world of the infinite regression fantasy novel that is known as the Nuclear Bomb of Frustration, Act 2. How a transmigrator upgrades their status, connecting to the Transmigrator Support System, After Life Insurance full package benefits. Compulsory training period, high. Speed growth buff, one-time bonus cash. Delay the start of the original with the compulsory training period, and start the tutorial. During the tutorial, the survival difficulty is adjusted to F. Class, and the radius of action is limited. Since the genre of the original work is infinite regression, the turn time of the original work will start after the tutorial is completed. This is a time-consuming operation, so please be patient. Ugh, I opened my eyes to the system messages. A shabby, low wooden ceiling caught my sight. It looked like an attic. System, synchronization with the transmigrated body, L at low Dell lane, completed. As the clerk said, this is the support system provided by the management office. After getting used to some extent, I sat on the edge to get out of bed. My feet were dangling in the air without touching the floor. I was a little embarrassed by the shorter limbs than I expected. I ran to the place where the mirror was. Beyond the mercury-lined glass was a pink-haired girl of about 10 years old, blinking her pale green eyes. Wow, what kind of doll is this? For about 10 minutes, I was stuck to the mirror, with my mouth wide open while I admiring myself like a narcissist, but my head remembered a sad reality. Arg. It's not a childcare story if you transmigrated into a body like this. TL note. For those that don't know, Rofan equals romance fantasy. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.